What do you do when you start to miss somebody who is dead? Miss them. I watched my father die. I was there for his last moments and it's a memory forever ingrained in me, those last moments. But when I think of that time, which normally saddens me, I immediately think about all the good times we had, the valuable life advice I got from him, and that helps. Edit. First, I want to thank you all for sharing your kind words and messages, sharing your stories and the current phases you are in when it comes to losing someone close to you. There's no magical process or words I can offer any of you to make it better. I can only share from my own experience that it just took time, and trying to always remember the good times. We both loved wrestling and football. We both loved conversations. We both loved some whiskey and a nice big steak together. Those and many more good memories I hold and cherish. Thank you as well for those of you kind enough to spend some of your hard-earned money to award me as well. I will calculate the amount given and pledge to donate to a local charity. Same for me. My dad died recently and was at the hospital beside him for his last moments. I never understood what people meant by closure until that moment. I heard all the about families getting closure for their loved ones passing away, and they were torn apart if they didn't. Knowing that he passed, seeing him pass, and knowing that I was by his side definitely gave a bit comfort in a weird way. Edit. Thanks for sharing your stories, everyone. I'm going through all of them. I know it's hard, but very cathartic to write about it / talk about it. Good and bad. It just helps to have someone listen. So please feel free to write and say as much as you want. My dad and I had an awesome relationship and we were very close. I know how much I lucked out to have a great father and am thankful of it every day. Man, I'm kinda jealous. I got all that setting. I was at his side when he died, and it just made me angrier. Everything about his death just made me furious and angry with every individual around him and him. What closure I got was in accepting that he was a shitty father who decided to leave his family and go find a new one. I try to think of something else. I lost my twin sister 6 years ago to suicide. I never thought of life without her. We came into the world together. I never thought we would leave together. It is unbearable. My heart goes out to you. I could only imagine how it is for twins with having a stronger connection and bond. I know it's hard, and I wish I could say it gets easier. I wish you the best, and if you ever need to talk, I'm here. For whatever it's worth. My twin is alive, but might as well be dead from drug addiction. I can't even describe the feeling. Cry. Simple and pure. It can help so much. And yet it can sometimes take a long time to come. I was sure I had made peace with my mum's passing, but my birthday this year brought on 3 days of tears. First I get sad, and that makes me wish I could have done things differently. And then I remember there are a lot of people in my life who are still alive, but won't be forever. So I check in with them and try to do and say the things I wish I had done or said with those who died. Thanks for this. My dad died exactly 5 months ago. Tomorrow. It's easy to get caught up in all the things I wish I could have said to him and done with him since he was only 52. But it's a great reminder to focus on all of the people who are still alive and all of the experiences and moments we will get to share together. I'm so sorry about your dad. My biological father was in his 50s when he died too. He was an addict, so his body just couldn't fight the cancer. He and I were estranged for about 15 years. But thank God we were able to reconnect before he died. He and I had never exchanged phone numbers before. But when he was in the hospital for the last time, we called and texted as much as he could. I have a VM of him telling me he loved me. He died 20 minutes after we left the room. I don't think he wanted to let go while we were there. We never know what could happen. We could die at any time. We have to cherish our loved ones. And like you said, we need to focus on making fond memories. That's what keeps us going. Talk about them. Reminisce about the time spent with them. Allow myself to be sad that they're gone. My best friend died in 2015. I miss her a lot. Edit. Holy shit. I did not expect to wake up to such a response to my comment. Thank you for the awards, the kind words about my loss, and additional words of support, advice, solidarity and shared loss. That last sentence is really important. Imo. Allowing yourself to miss them and feel sad is definitely helpful for me. Edit to reply to some. There is no wrong way to grieve, provided you're not harming yourself or others. Feelings are the reason we exist. Happiness, joy, exhilaration, love, all these things make life worth living. And sadness is part of that. Feeling sadness isn't being weak. It's just part of being alive. Agreed. My older brother's group of friends subscribed to the macho man ideals that men can't show sensitivity. He was telling me once about a friend of his that died in a car accident, followed by I've gotten a little teary-eyed thinking about it. So stupid. I told him there's nothing wrong about mourning somebody has lost, or even crying about it. At his wedding, when I was giving the best man speech, he started to tear up, and the other groomsmen started pointing at him whispering, "Aha, you're crying." I genuinely feel sad that he surrounds himself with people that instill such harmful mindsets. Worst part is they're all in their 30s, so it's not like they're kids. If they died recently and they still have their phone number set up, call it. Listen to their voicemail. I did this a lot after my best friend died when I was 17. There was something so comforting about picking up the phone to call her and hearing her bubbly voice saying, "Hi, it's me. Leave me a message," and knowing she was smiling the entire time she was recording it. If anyone is afraid of losing a loved one's voicemail, this website will call their number, record the voicemail message, and email you an MP3 of it absolutely free. Link. Petakeen.net. A man I knew for 13 years died in February of this year. He was a father to me and several of my friends who lived in our neighborhood. He was always kind and loved us all terribly. He was a mechanic for a long time and always showed me how to fix my car and helped me understand manuals and schematics. He even took me to get my permit the first and second BC I failed it time. I cried for days. I have been lucky in the sense that not many people who are close to me have died. But I felt this. Best advice I can give is to not bottle it up. If you need to cry, then cry. I had a shot of Jack for him, and I lit a candle for him the night he passed. Rest in peace, Harvey. You were incredibly loved. We all miss you. I hope God welcomes you with open arms. Sounds like a good and wise man. May he rest in peace. I still have my dad's texts on his old number. When I miss him, I update my life through there to him. I know it's silly to be sending messages to a disconnected phone, but it helps. When I'm really feeling down, I still have an old voicemail he left me on my birthday years ago where he sings to me and tells me how much he loves me and how proud he is of the man I have become. It's been 3 years since he passed, and it has become easier to deal with, but it still hurts. Plant a tree in their memory and watch it grow into something beautiful. This is a really great idea. I lost my best friend about 8 months ago. He was only 20, but he had gotten married like 6 months prior. His wife is obviously devastated, but we've been good support for each other. Anyways, they planted an avocado pit together before he died, just to see what would happen. It's gotten pretty big and is still growing. I'm really hoping it will be a big beautiful fruit bearing tree one day. It really sorta feels like a living part of him he left behind. I miss him every day, but it's things like this that make me feel like he's still around. That's so tragic that your friend died at such a young age. I'm so sorry for your loss. I wish the best for his wife, too. Remember the good times. They wouldn't want you to feel down, especially if you have other people to remember them with. Sharing memories about those that aren't with us anymore can be a beautiful experience. Miss them, feel, grieve, cry. Know that the grief is the other side of love, expressing how much you value the deceased and bringing them alive in you. Thank them, talk about them, talk to them, learn more from your memories of them, say their name, gather with others to remember them, wish them well, and invite them to move on. You also have the option to not assume they are gone. Conservation of energy is a fundamental law of nature. Continuation of consciousness can be verified throughout life. Sane societies don't assume beings are merely material. In fact, the material aspect is the least real, the most changeable and ephemeral. You can verify this for yourself. The average person eats between 35 and 55 tons of food in a lifetime. The body is constantly changing, but the witnessing awareness has always been there, stable, unaging. The I who saw the Grand Canyon at 7 years old and the I who experiences New York City at 65 are the same. That awareness has not aged. It is like an ageless mirror or movie screen upon which the whole story of life unfolds. Finally, you can use the energy of missing and the poignancy of your memory of the deceased to better wake up to and understand your own impermanence and certain death. You can take steps to live well and completely today, not assuming that even another day will be guaranteed to you or your loved ones, and prepare to die a good death rather than one avoided, rejected, feared as if it's a tragic surprise. Tomorrow is the first anniversary of my dad's funeral. I'm missing him pretty bad this week. Your post helped. Thank you. Next month will be 2 years of my mum's passing. I cherish the memories I have, and I hope you do as well. You can get through this. Engage yourself in an activity or pastime that connects you with them. A Ouija board. I was thinking reading a book they loved or something, but that works. Dad died in 2004, Mom in 2017. I haven't stopped grieving for them yet. Mainly I cry, go visit their resting place, and talk to them. I usually listen music we listened with my late girlfriend. Sorry to hear about your girlfriend. Thanks. It's been almost 10 years, and she is still on my mind occasionally. Can't never forget, I guess. I talk to them sounds stupid, but I just talk to them about how much I miss them, and about my day. It takes a while, and is definitely better done alone, but it just gives you a chance to vent out without making anyone else have to burden your info. Doesn't sound stupid at all. Thanks. I've lost a number of people close to me. I will speak to them. I'm a committed atheist, and believe that nothing remains after we die. But it helps anyway. If it's just a tickle of grief, I'll usually think something like, damn, X would have thought that was so cool. If it's a bigger, pressing grief, I'll talk to them out loud, or in my head. I wish you were here for this, or I learned this today. I thought you'd think it was neat, or just duck. I miss you, C's. I will speak to them. I do this as well. And while I wouldn't consider myself an atheist, I do not follow any particular religion. I find that talking to my friend, as if he is right behind my left shoulder, takes away some of the grief. Also aids when I'm stressed over something and related to him. Side note, I don't let anyone in my actual life know I do this, as I feel it might make them think that I've lost it. Also, I'm totally aware that he is in fact dead. I don't let people know I do this either. Viral. I think we only need to be worried about losing it once we start hearing answers. My grandmother passed away 20 years ago. I still miss her at times. If you find an answer, let me know. If you speak to your family, ask for stories about her. My grandma passed away when I was 8, so I didn't get much time with her. But my mum and uncle talk about her and laugh at all the funny things she used to say and do. It keeps her memory alive in our family. Chaplain here. Honestly, just let yourself miss them, instead of trying to distract yourself and force yourself to do something else. Just let it come on you. If you need to cry, get mad, smile, laugh. Just find a place you can either be by yourself or with someone who knows how to just sit with you and let whatever be a feeling happen, and then let it subside. Grief tends to come in waves, and instead of trying to fight the current and not let it move you at all, it helps to give a little. Let yourself grieve, miss them, and when the feelings subside a little bit, to keen a few more steps. There's no getting back to normal, because the normal you knew can't ever be there again. You've got to learn the new normal, and there's going to be some growing pains and residual pain from losing that person. Just let yourself be yourself, and don't try and condemn any feelings you might think are bad, i.e., anger, sadness, crying, etc. They are just sensations like pain, tickling, etc. They are telling your body something, in this case, that you're hurt. So let yourself be hurt and give yourself time to heal. Just be patient with yourself. I tend to wallow in it. May is a rough month for me. My mom died 20 years ago as of May 23rd. Her birthday is May 4th. Mother's Day is in May. Constant reminders. But missing her is my reminder she was here. If it's bad enough, in talk with my best friend or my dad about her memories we have. It helps. My dad died last summer. When I miss him, I think about all the good times we spent as a family. Him getting to know his daughters-in-law, family dinners, childhood camping trips, fixing up the house together. Usually I cry a lot too, which is completely fine. I try not to think about how he died. Accident while doing construction on my brother's house. On his retirement day, just remember the good times. It'll hurt. Maybe forever. But he's still with me every day. I'm glad to hear you have come to terms with it. I can tell that he lives on in you. God bless. Hey, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more daily Reddit videos.